We're going to talk about offense philosophy. Of course, we want to go into details of who should run the ball, where the Cowboys should run the ball at, and on top of that, Cowboy Nation, look at it in this light. Look at it from this perspective. The Dallas Cowboys, for the first 6 weeks, you can argue for the first 7. The Cowboys were ranked 3rd in rushing. What happened? Where were the pitfalls? I would tell you guys, straight out the jump, they played musical chairs with the offensive line, right? And then we heard news after the season was over that even Ezekiel Elliott had a PCL tear. Now, I want to tell you guys right now, that didn't go well with this season. However, the Dallas Cowboys need to look into these things and say, all right, the draft is right around the corner. How can they improve in this light? How can they improve in this way? Well, first and foremost, the thing that they must do, in my opinion, they must get back to running the ball. They must figure out a way to get a guard that can fit right on in to work this thing out. If not, then we'll be facing the same situation over and over again. So I come here to tell you guys on this beautiful day that the Dallas Cowboys need to figure those things out. Shout out to you, McKnight. I got about a couple of more minutes with everybody. I'm going to tell you guys right now. He said they don't value offensive line. Well, here's the thing. The offensive line, the unit itself, even though you got Tyron Smith, even though you have as well, hear me out, Cowboy Nation, you have Zach Martin. And Tyron Smith is a long in the tooth. The Josh Ball situation is for him to come into this fold and to help out in the pinch that you know for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that Tyron Smith may go down, right? That's not a hidden thing. So I look at it like this, Cowboy Nation. If the Cowboys have an inkling of bringing in a guard in this draft, it would help out just like that. Because when you look back at film of Connor Williams, was he doing a horrible job? Nah. But was he doing a terrible job as it relates to penalties? Yes. And the first 6 weeks, you can argue for the first 7 weeks, you can argue this right here, that the Dallas Cowboys itself need to regroup and repurpose how they're going to put things out. And especially since Terrence Steele at that right tackle was doing his job, and then all of a sudden he had it yanked because of the order of processes, because La'el Collins was the quote-unquote guy for the team. So in order for this team to get back to the flow of everything, they must sit back, look at the things that they did wrong, and say, okay, we rushed Dak Prescott out there. He had a great season, by the way. However, he didn't stand the test of time because of the injuries, right? And then if you look at the fact that the other part of it is that they kept Ezekiel Elliott out there knowing that he had the PCL tear. So in order for the Cowboys to get out of the funk and especially get back to the graces, they have to change their personnel look because, of course, Jarwin, when he got hurt, we saw that when they was in 12 personnel look, we saw the regressions of the team as it relates to the run total. So how they can get back to it, it starts right now in the draft. We have less than 8 days, I believe, before the draft selection comes, and the Cowboys been going back and forth. Do we get this skill player on the outside? Do we go down in the trenches? Now, I'm Team Trench. If you Team Trench, put Team Trench in the chat box, because I believe if you go into the trenches, if you go get a guy that can help you out even on both sides of it, on the defensive side or the offense, you will have a better way of looking at things, because now you will see the growth aspect of your running production, the growth aspect of your quarterback production, because now you got safe help inside. Last night we was talking on the show, we was talking about the front 7 of the Georgia. And one thing came to mind. Are those linebackers really good? Or are the front 7, the front 4, the guys up front, are they the ones? Jordan Davis, Wyatt, Trevor Walker, all of those boys that's able to get to the quarterback, do they help out the linebackers? Well, here's the thing, the conundrum piece of it, when you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, we have yet to invest into the interior of the defensive front. However, when you look at everything, Neville Gallimore, I think that he's bigger. I think that they're going to slide him to more one tech, and I think that they're going to utilize Osa, who, by chance, for the first half of the season, a little after that, led all rookies in pressure from the interior. So, yeah, I see you. Adams, you said Team Trench. Scotty says he's Team Trench. So that's where you win the game. So the Cowboys, heading into this draft selection, they need to look at it like this. Oh, Zion Johnson is there, or do you go with a skill set player like a Chris Olave? Those would be like the targets right there. The hard squeeze. Do you go with the outside look, or do you go with the interior? Now, one can argue, we've been going back and forth about the wide receiver situation, and the wide receiver situation just screams at you, saying that, hey, the Cowboys need to get another wide receiver, but the hole that they created was from themselves, right? You paid Michael Gallup, which I get it. He's been with the Star for many of years, right? And this was his first re-up. You paid him based off of past experience, right? Past performance. And you didn't look at the fact that, yeah, this guy got a tear of ACL or what have you. It's going to take maybe week 5, week 6 before he's ready. I get it, right? That's a given. But then on the same type of situation, you can let Amari Cooper go. So there's no way that you can go into this draft saying, okay, we're cool with wide receivers. We're cool with James Washington. We're cool with Simi Fehoko. We can't do that and put all of the burdens on CeeDee Lamb. I don't think that this team would do that. I think that this team will be looking at those earlier picks for a wide receiver. I predict that the Cowboys would draft either a wide receiver in the first round or a guard or a tackle in the second. But strongly, first, in that order, I think that the Cowboys will primarily look at the offensive lineman in the first round. And that's my thoughts on everything. Now, as far as personnel look at personnel concepts, if you look back at majority of the film, if you look back at majority of the tape last year, when we was productive, it was when the Cowboys utilized 12 personnel. I think that creates a lot of nuances. I think that creates a lot of challenges for the opposing teams, especially from the blend and the style of Kellen Moore's type of offense, right? It's more of, I'm going to present to you a wider structure, and it's not necessarily we're going to target one wide receiver. We're going to target the open receiver, and you need somebody that can release some pressure. Why not look at 12 look, right? And I think that they can present power and throw out of it, and also present power and also run off of it. I think that's the angle the Cowboys are looking for. I think we need a center guard and a great backup left tackle. This is from Alexander. I feel you, fam. But here's the thing. You got you a center now. Regardless of how you look at it, he's going into his 3rd year. You can't bang on the table and say, hey, I got me a starting left guard. You don't know. Connor McGovern, yeah, he plays good at guard, but not left guard. He plays better at right. And I'm not finna move Zach Martin away. No. So that's my thoughts of everything, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you guys so much for jumping in. I thought I would do a test, and I see that the test didn't work. I was supposed to upload this, and it automatically goes live on my YouTube page. But what's happening now is not doing that. But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate you guys so much. Be sure to hit that like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. Be sure sharing is caring. DC for life.